Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Welcome to episode 50. The big 50.
Is it 5-0?
It's 50. And you know what else is today?
Your birthday.
It's my birthday, mate. Not mine.
How old are you, mate? Are you 50 as well?
Well, I'm not quite 50 yet. I'm not quite 50 yet. 42 years old. Still looks like I'm... Honestly, mate, this is a tan. I don't know why I look red on this stupid screen. It is a tan. I am brown, by the way. 50 episodes of Talk Smart with
Pugh.
and McCart. That is young Joe Pugh over there. I'm Andrew McCart, and 50 episodes, Joe. Did you ever think we would get this far? Hod it and Dod it, hiccup and heartburn. Joe and Andy, we've made it to 50.
I know. To be honest, I reckon we would have killed each other if it weren't over Zoom. But but we've got what 600 miles between us, so we kind of have to do it. Haven't got an excuse.
We have done what, 3 face-to-face?
2, I think. Oh no, 3. We have done 3 because we filmed 2 in that one go.
Yeah, 2 in one go. I quite enjoyed them face-to-face.
They were fun. They were fun.
They were definitely fun. So hopefully we get another fight card together and we can do another face-to-face.
Yes.
But we're here. We're back on Zoom call, episode 50. Well, July's always a quiet month when it comes to boxing. You do get little shows here and there, but when it comes to the big events, maybe no. I know we've had Fisher Babich a couple of weeks ago. We had Boots Ennis out in the States. We had the prize fighter tournament out in Japan. But this weekend is that Frank Warren's Magnificent Seven show. And I love these Magnificent Seven shows because it's exactly what it is. It's that old saying. It's exactly what it says in the tin. There's always 7 good, birthday cake coming back up. 7 good quality fights on it. And when you get the rematch of something like Nathan Heaney and Brad Pauls after the first fight, I mean, I'm buzzing for it, mate. I cannot wait for that fight.
Yeah, great fight. Really good fight. Listen, I'll be honest. It suffered a couple of pullouts, which kind of just taking it back that level a tiny bit, because we was going to have Soldakers versus David Adelaide. David Adelaide had to pull out, but I love Soldakers versus Webster too, actually, because that was on the first Magnificent Seven of the most recent trilogy, and it wasn't Soldakers' best performance. He won by a majority decision, and he was beating himself up after that. So when David Adelaide pulled out, I thought, is he going to be on the card? If he is on the card, who will he fight? Who will they get in on such short notice? And they've managed to get Webster in. So it'll be really nice to see Soldakers try and right some of the wrongs from that last fight. So that one's somewhat a one to watch out for. But the one I'm gutted for, absolutely gutted, is Shabazz Masood, Liam Davis.
Yes.
Please reschedule it. I know Liam Davis injury. I don't think it's illness. I don't think it's a long-term injury. And Shabazz Masood, fair play Queensbury, because they don't really need to put him on the card, but he's still there. Obviously, he's a matchroom fighter. He's fighting a really tough Nicaraguan in an 8-rounder. And I'm really looking forward to that. But it is littered with great fights, as all of these Magnificent Seven cards are.
Yeah, you touched on that Solomon Dakers, Michael Webster. Now, David Adelaide is a fight that I was looking forward to because it's an old British dust-up as well, heavyweight. Everyone loves a heavyweight. But then you look at Saul Dakers, when you've got the name like David Adelaide, you get up for it. Do you know what I mean? You're buzzing. You're putting in that extra mile when you're going on your runs. You're doing that extra session at night because you've got that David Adelaide. But then he's injured, and then you get the Michael Webster. Now, does that adrenaline rush, does that buzz of having David Adelaide, does that dip again? Are we going to see another subpar performance from him against Michael Webster? It could happen, but I don't see it happening. I think for Saul Dakers, he's like, I ain't letting that happen again. There's no way on this planet I'm going to put in a subpar performance. I'm going to have to right that wrong. It's not a wrong per se. He did get the win, but it was too close for where Solomon Dakers wants to go. I'm not saying Michael Webster's a bad fighter, but when people are talking about Saul Dakers, they're talking about that next guy going for the British title, that next guy that's going to maybe push on and be that next crop of British heavyweights coming through. Shabazz Masood, Liam Davis, love it. Gutted again, that is not like yourself, that is not on. But Shabazz Masood, like you said, this is what I love about this whole friendship now with Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, because it's not Shabazz Masood's fault. I mean, he's been in camp, and like I've got my pro fighter now that we've my pro coaching debut and my pro fighter Lewis Connolly. Well, October 4th is his debut, but mine as well, if you want to call it. And I know how hard he's working in camp. So looking at the coach's side of thing and the fighter side of thing, Shabazz Massoud is putting in the hours, he's putting in the work, ready to fight. And it's good that Queensberry has kept him on the card and against a very, very, very tough South American. And we know what they bring to the table. They come over here and they're not here to lie down. I mean, there's been loads of scalps. We can name them. We can go through it. We can probably name 5 each, me and you, of Mexicans and Argentinians and all these South Americans, Central Americans coming over here and upsetting the apple cart. But there's Chantel Cameron in a tough fight for the WC interim. You've got Zach Parker against Jack Arnfield, which is a good fight, by the way. It's Jack's no mug, but Zach Parker, he's wanting to get back to where he was, because he was talked about with the sort of top guys in that division. But then again, you just need to look at the top of the card there: Nathan Heaney and Brad Pauls. I hope we get Zach. I hope it's round 13 or round 11. Yeah. I think it was a 10-round fight. The first one.
That's 13. That's for the British title. Yeah,
was it for the British? So round 13. I hope it's round 13, and they just crack on from the 12th round from the last fight. I really, really do, because if they do that, then we're in for a cracker.
Yeah, and I think a fight I really like on the card actually is Owen Cooper versus Echo Esserman. I think that's for the English and WBO European welterweight titles. And Owen Cooper, great story, beat Ethan James in the last Magnificent 7. Come in as underdog as well. He come in as underdog. And now he's fighting Echo Esserman, who's dropped down a level, which is fight back after losing his British title to Harry Scarf last November on the first Magnificent 7. And it's a real crossroads fight. It's age versus experience. I think there's 12 years between them.
Oh, really?
I think, if I'm not wrong, I think Echo Esserman's 35 and Owen Cooper's 23. I think there's 12 years between them. But you know where the experience lies. The experience lies with Echo Esserman. He defended his British title 4 times before he lost it to Harry Scarf, and he has got that hunger back. I spoke to him. He's got the hunger back, and he wants to get back at that level very, very quickly. So a real crossroads fight. I love it.
Definitely. And like I say, I like these Magnificent 7 cards. They might not have those main event where you've got like a Joshua on it, or a Tyson Fury on it, or a Chris Eubanks Jr. on it, or even a Taylor Carroll sort of main event, but they do have great fights up and down the card, and it's great viewing for a Saturday night. Do you know what I mean? And I love these these Magnificent 7. I can't even say that. BC being Scottish, it's hard getting your words out. Do you know, especially big English words. Magnificent 7.
You sure you just don't had too many birthday drinks? Is that it?
1 or 2. That's why my face. I've had too many whiskies. I've got that Alex Ferguson red nose. Yeah. Have you ever heard a Scotsman say purple burglar alarm? But say it fast. Scottish people can't say it.
No, I haven't, mate. But surely that's the same for everyone.
No, say purple burglar alarm.
Purple burglar alarm.
Yeah, but see, because there's too many R's and we are R's, so we can't say purple burglar alarm. See,
riveting listening.
Well, listen, get Ian Ritchie to say it. Know Ian Ritchie?
Yep.
Get Ian Ritchie next time you see him to say it. He's the worst, by the way. He's the worst. Anyway, back to the episode. Yeah, Magnificent 7, great card. Cannot wait for it. Yeah. But I want to go back to last week in Boots Ennis fight against David Avanesyan. Fair play to David Avanesyan, man. 5 weeks notice going in against somebody like Boots Ennis in his hometown for his homecoming. I mean, I think 99.9999% of fighters will say yes to a fight like that, especially when it's for a world title. But fair play to him. He's up against a superstar. He's up against somebody that's is going to be, if he's not already a superstar, but he's going to be a superstar, I think. Whether it be in that 147-pound division or that 154-pound division. But great performance. Said it was going to be around 4 or 5. He was true to his word. And yeah, great performance. What did you make of it?
Yeah, look, we said last week on the show that could it be a banana skin we sell Sabril Matias go his homecoming, and it didn't go to plan against Liam Paro. But with all due respect to David Avanesian, I love David Avanesian, a real warrior. He's not Liam Paro. And Boots done the job. He took it all in, that homecoming in Philadelphia, and he looks like he absolutely thrived on it. And I think that showed all the characteristics of a superstar, because we know the boxing acumen, we know the skills that Boots possesses, late change of opponent, probably maybe a little tactic change. He could have easily sat and boxed a relatively boring 12 round. He didn't need to step on the gas because he probably knew in his heart of hearts that he was levels above. It goes back to a couple of weeks ago when we was talking about Shakur Stevenson, that he wanted to put on a show. He wanted to put on a real show for that paying Philadelphia homecoming crowd. And he certainly did. First fight under Matchroom, and he showed what he was all about. And now Boots Ennis has been one of those guys kind of in the who needs him club when it comes to Crawford and Spence, because why would they fight the young up-and-coming fighter in the 147-pound division when they were always on a collision course to fight each other? Now they're gone. Now the hunter, which was Boots Ennis, is, I'm sure, going to be hunted, because he can be, and probably will be, if he isn't already, the superstar of the 147-pound division now.
Yeah, I agree. And I know the post-fight press conference and Eddie Hearn, I know, like, we both know that Eddie, he bigs his fighters up, and he always talks about the biggest fight possible for his fighter, whether that be realistic or not. And I don't think the Terrence Crawford fight for Boots Ennis makes sense for Terrence Crawford right now. I mean, Madrimov is a tough fight ahead on August 3rd. Terrence is already talking. He's still talking about the Canelo fight. So I think Boots, does he go and fight something like Mario Barrios? Does he go and fight Brian Norman Jr.? Does he go and fight Conor Benn? Do you know what I mean? Or does he go up to 154 Virgil Ortiz? Does he try and stamp his authority at 154? Has he got unfinished business? Does he want to become undisputed at 147? Does he want the big fights at 154? I mean, there's big fights out there for him. So I think the Terrence Crawford fight's never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. So I don't know why we're talking about it. It's good for us to talk about, but I just do not see Terrence Crawford fighting Boots Ennis. I don't. Do you agree?
Right.
Does that mean?
No,
Sorry, you broke up there.
I said, well, piss on my parade, because I love that fight. No, I do agree with you, really. I do agree with you, because I think Terrence Crawford wants to make history. He's all about making history, and he'll want to become undisputed at 154. And unless Boots goes up straight away and gets a world title in that division, it's very unlikely to happen. But there's a tremendous amount of respect from Terrence Crawford to Boots Ennis. I was watching an interview the other day, and he likes him. He really does like him. He didn't dismiss him. He said it probably isn't viable right now, but I really liked what Terrence Crawford was saying. And Terrence's track record's proven he'll fight anyone. But as you say, there's advisors, there's promoters, there's legacy for a reason, and he'll want to become undisputed. But it's funny you should mention Conor Benn. I spoke to Conor Benn today. Interview will be coming out tomorrow. And yeah, he loves that fight. Obviously, he's got to get over his situation at the minute, but he just want to fight. He just want to fight anybody, mate. Like, you could imagine, he will want to get in there with anyone. He said, give me 6 weeks and no warm-ups. 0 warm-ups now. Straight big fights. Give me 6 weeks.
I seen he said something along those lines as well on his Instagram as well. Yeah, I think for Conor, I'd love to see him in a big fight. Listen, whatever with the situation that's going on with the board and this, that, and the next thing, he always brings the heat. If you want to say, he always comes up for a fight, and I like that. I like that in Conor. But what talk about Terrence Crawford, and I think is he 36, 37 years old now?
Yeah, he's in the twilight of his career.
Yeah, how many fights does he have left? I think he will be gunning for that Canelo fight. But just jumping off subject a little bit here, Chris Eubanks Jr. signed with Boxer, and I heard stories and rumors and internet stories that that could be a possibility for Canelo. I spoke to Frank Smith as well. My interview with Frank Smith will be going out tonight, actually. So I spoke to Frank Smith about how serious that fight is, and he thinks the fight will make sense if Chris Eubanks Jr. had one more big fight and got a big, massive win under his belt, because he hasn't fought for a year. Well, it will be a year in September. So, yeah, it's boxing's crazy, man. It keeps us guessing left, right, and center. Do you know what I mean?
Look, call me mad, but I've always thought that Eubank Canelo would happen. I don't know why. I think it's just because the name value that Eubank holds, but I've always just thought it will happen. So when it did pop his head up again, because it has been rumoured in the past. Don't know how kind of much weight's behind the rumours, but I wasn't shocked one bit. And yeah, keep tuned for the Conor Benn interview tomorrow for his verdict on that.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Good. I'm looking forward to it. But here's a question for you. Canelo will be fighting in September. You know, he likes those May, September dates because of Mexican Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo and whatnot. Who's out there? Edgar Berlanga, is that a big enough name? I know he's in the right position right now in terms of mandatory status and whatnot. David Benavidez, is that fight ever going to happen? Dimitri Bivol got
not going to happen.
Bertie's got a fight with October.
I don't know. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, who's left there for Canelo to fight? To be honest with you, Chris Eubanks Jr. might make sense right now. It might, just because of the names out there. I mean, David Morrell, does that make sense? No. Does Edgar Berlanga make sense right now for Canelo? Maybe, because the way the promotion will go, you got the Puerto Rico Mexico rivalry. You could sell.
I like it.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. I love it. I do love it. But is Edgar Berlanga that big name? Is he a big name in the States yet? Is he established himself up there yet? I don't know. I don't know. Dimitri Bivol rematch. He's got a fight with Beterbiev. Not going to happen. Terrence Crawford. Not going to happen, I don't think. So for that big Canelo September date, who is out there?
It's a showpiece. It's a showpiece when you look at the Eubank fight. And we might be missing someone glaringly obvious right now. I don't think we are.
No.
But Eubank's going to be a showpiece, and will we all watch it? 1,000,000%. Are we going to get engrossed in it? 100%. And is it going to happen? Maybe 50-50 at the minute. But it's very, very interesting, I thought, was the rumours come out about Canelo on mid last week. And then a few days later, it's announced he's signed with a boxer. I don't know what the plan is there, if they've got a working relationship with Canelo or whoever wants to put that fight on. But yeah, that kind of threw me off a little bit. It threw me off a little bit. But I think if they're fighting in September, he might fight once before that. Not in a big fight. But I think Eubank Jr. will fight someone before that.
I agree, and I think he does need another fight, because stepping in with Canelo's hard enough if you've had a year out the ring. I think maybe getting that ring rust, if you want to call it ring rust, off, getting that match fitness again, if we're talking about the football analogy, because we're just out the Euros. Unlucky, by the way. I know we spoke a little bit off camera before we pushed record, but unlucky. Heart's broken for yous.
I can't make any comment about that right now.
I know. Listen,
you have to ask my lawyer about if you want comment on that.
Nah, we'll just keep it like this. But we're friends. We're friends. Yeah, it's the good thing about boxing that keeps us guessing. The good thing about boxing right now is the big fights are getting made. The good thing about boxing is the shows are getting announced left, right, and centre. So it's looking good. I think get July out the way. I know we've got Magnificent Seven. I know we've got Joyce Chisora the following week. Then we've got
Can't wait.
Yep. Then we've got August 3rd, which is Canelo Madrimov with Bakoli Anderson with the Ruiz
And you've got
Miller.
You have also got Zach Chelly versus Callum Simpson that night as well.
And you've also got the Belfast show as well. Shout out to McKenna and Mamoon. They've got their
Oh, yes.
Belfast. So the August 3rd, there's 3 shows on August 3rd. Then we've got the Jack Carroll. I think I've missed one, probably August time. I think Pacheco's in there somewhere. August 23rd, Canelo, Carroll. Carroll Prograde. Then we go into September. We've got the Wembley card. We've got, what else was announced in September? Dalton Smith.
Dalton Smith announced September 28th.
Yep, September 28th.
Become
And then hopefully
European champion.
October, we've got Bivol Beterbiev. And then hopefully more shows will be announced. So it's going to be... I've not done a show since 5v5, which was end of May, 1st of June. It's the 17th of July. What's going on?
The shows have been falling on the southern side of the UK, unfortunately, I think.
Yeah. I can get a train. I mean, there's things called trains and planes. I can get down to the south, mate. It's not hard.
Well, you've got a stacked August, I think, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got an okay August. Yeah, I'll be all right in August. Yeah.
You might see me popping my head up about in Manchester, not working.
You're just coming for a fan. You're coming to be a fan.
I might be, mate. I might be. Johnny Fisher's been added, so you know. The Romford Bull Army will be making its way up to Manchester.
Are you a soldier? Are you? Are you a boss soldier?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can say it on air, but yeah, well, maybe.
We'll keep it that. Listen, hopefully we'll try and do another episode. We'll do another show on Sunday, mate, and
yes,
we'll talk about the Magnificent Seven. Hopefully, we'll get something will happen in this crazy sport, and we can talk about it. But until then, Joe, that's 50 episodes done, dusted, complete, and we'll look forward to the next 50. Yep,
certainly, mate. Have a good rest of your birthday.
Thank you,
and
brother.
I'll see you very, very soon. Have you got anything planned for later?
It's still a Wednesday, mate. It's just a Wednesday.
It's just a Wednesday. You was in the gym this morning, I see.
I was in the gym this morning, mate. Gym every day, man. You don't get jacked.
Well, there you go.
Look, that's what I'm drinking today. Water.
I actually don't have any drink near me.
Listen, knowing you'd probably drink that. There's alcohol in it.
Yeah, you're right. What else we got? We got emergency tire fix.
You'd probably still drink that as well.
Yeah. We got everything. We got a little vape here. What we got? Yeah, I'm surrounded by quite a lot of shit actually, so I might need to tidy up.
I'm glad we can't see it. I'm glad we just look at you, Joe, and not what that room looks like right now. But listen, Joe, have a good Wednesday yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one, mate.
Catch you in the next one, mate. See you soon.
Thank you, brother.
Cheers.
Wall Street Memes Casino.
I'm fine.
And Sportsbook.